Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you yet another video, yet another event idea. Now I did it ages ago in my music event, and I've gone for a big event again, and this is why the video's taking a bit longer to actually produce. And I had other ideas I wanted to do first, other videos like top 10s and stuff, and top 5s, and ranked videos, and all those other videos coming up to the new year. You know, there's quite a few videos I wanted to get out before 2017 came along. So I apologise that this was delayed, but this was meant to be out sooner. So this is a nerds event. For Tapped Out. This is another idea I've come up with. So basically this event is going to follow a few episodes, kind of. It's going to follow the Bart the Comet one, where the comet obviously comes down to Springfield. It's going to follow the one where Homer obviously goes to university, and a few other little episodes in there as well, like little bits from each episode. So this is the main thing. It's going to be like a whole nerdy sort of event. Now, it's going to be different to the sci-fi. Now, it feels a bit similar to some of the elements of the sci-fi. Now, the sci-fi was going for like a futuristic theme, but it was also doing like all the nerdy stuff with Stephen Hawking and Frink and stuff like that. So let's go with no further ado. Let's go and see what we've got in this little update. So, of course, here is the store. So this will be the main thing. Now, not all of this will be released at one go. Obviously, some of it will be released, like Act 2, they'll release this in the store. Now, the first thing here is the school science fair. This is what's going to trigger the event. It's just going to be like a normal banner as a decoration, so it's going to be free. You place it, and obviously this is going to trigger the event. So first, straight off the bat, Benjamin is going to be 90 donuts, and a few of these items, like a robot, maybe like a broken down robot, like a server, computers, supercomputers, I want like a big computer, like telescopes. I mean, there's loads of other stuff they could add, like little computer-related stuff, nerdy-related stuff, like maybe like a giant calculator or something, I don't know. Something stupid like that. Here we have the I think this is the Icelandic Museum of Natural History. This will be 60 donuts. Museum is sandpaper for 40 donuts, and Frink's house, Professor Frink's house, for 50 donuts. Now, these will be, the majority of buildings here are sort of museum-y kind of buildings, and I mean, that's okay. You know, they did a whole casino update where they only added casinos and different casinos, so I think it's okay to add a bunch of different museums. Obviously, we have quite a few already. But I mean, I think this event could work. I mean, it wouldn't be one I would say we need the next event needs to be this sort of event. I don't think so. I think that this event would be kind of like more of a barrel scraper one, but more of one that you would have maybe next year or maybe the year after. Because these characters, although some of them are pretty cool, they're not really big characters. So Benjamin, Doug, and Gary, they're not massive characters, but they are pretty cool. Moving on, so we have so here's a better look at the buildings. Obviously, we have the Icelandic Museum of Natural History, Museum of Sandpaper, and here's Frank's house here. So next up we have character. This is still the store. So this will be added, maybe Act 2, Act 3. Maybe email will be added in Act 2, and report card in Act 3 is a character you can buy. So email for 85 donuts. I think that's fair enough. He's not a massive character. He's pretty small, and report card for 10 less donuts. I couldn't actually make an unlock image because we've only ever really seen his head. We haven't seen his full body before, like email. So I couldn't make a picture for him, an unlock screen for him. So I do apologise. He's in the files, I swear. So yeah, report card for 75 donuts, which is pretty cool. And then here we have the East Latino Art Museum for cash. Actually, I think that'd be pretty cool if they had one cash building at least. And then the Smithsonian Museum for 50 donuts. Pretty cool, big museum. So this is the actual quest. So the quest Act 1 will be asteroid. So there's going to be an asteroid heading to Springfield. So everyone's sort of freaking out. Everyone's trying to find the solution. And basically, Mr. Burns finds a way. Well, actually, no, sorry. The asteroid basically ends up wiping the internet when it crashes. Don't ask me. I don't know. Maybe I'm not too sure how to do that, but you never know. It could crash into something. But it takes down a satellite or something when it's on its way down, and the internet just for Springfield. Shelbyville still got their internet, but Springfield, for some reason, their internet is gone, and everyone's freaking out because there's no internet. So that'll be Act 2, and then the end of Act 2, Mr. Burns comes up with a solution. To fix the internet, but he ends up bankrupting Springfield and making himself much richer. So that's when math and stuff has to come in. So this one is kind of like like normal science, like physics and stuff, to try and stop it. The internet thing is again sort of physics but they could tie in like chemistry and biology into it. I don't know how, but maybe they could. And then this one is going to come down to math, so we need some math heads. So not math heads, math heads. And down the quest as a free building, eventually you unlock Springfield University. Now this is going to be, I want it to be pretty damn big, pretty sizable, and it's going to unlock Dog eventually in the tasks. Maybe you unlock him straight away. Let's say you unlock him straight away. And this will be the main focus building for the whole event. Obviously, usually we have something like, say, for example, the Orphan Alley and the Superheroes 2 event. We have that where you send characters to fight. In this one, you're going to send only adults to research stuff, and they'll earn the event currency. I don't know, the event currency could be like calculators or, I don't know, math problems or something stupid like that. I'm not really bothered with what the event currency is. So you actually send adults in here to actually do tasks to unlock prizes. So here is the crafting, but I don't want to call it completely crafting. I want to call it the science fair. Now this is the Springsonia Museum. Now to make these things, I want those to be more than what I've put here, but these are just some science projects that are shown. Now I want all these to be decorations. I want all this stuff to be, you know, little decoration, only little small ones that you can place down. And you send certain characters to do this. So of course the here one, the stuff the doctors had to pull out of me. This is made by Ralph, so you send Ralph to actually go do that one, and then you send Milhouse to do this one, how gravity works, and you send Lisa to do this one. I'm not too sure who did this, the SpongeBob one, whatever, whoever did that. I mean, maybe you'll have to send like email or something to do this one, because obviously this kid is just a no one. Do the Bart one, another Bart one, and eventually the final one that you can create, the sort of final level if you want. Obviously they have this level system crafting. And what I prefer is it's just like you do one after the other, and you just have, so it's like a second prize thing in a way. You send the kids to go to the Smithsonian Museum to obviously research it and do it. The final prize is going to be Lingo, and he's a little robot who obviously is a he fixes grammatical errors, but although he creates grammatical errors himself. So I want him to be the final prize. He's going to be a non-playable character, no tasks. Just when you tap him, he'll maybe have some voice. That's what I want, and he'll be a really cool character, a little extra one that you can unlock. And yeah. So yeah, here's a better look at him. Lingo is alive. Okay, so this is Act 1. This is the first act. So the first thing you unlock is going to be the Springfield Museum of Flight. I couldn't quite see what that first word was. The second thing is going to be the Science Week banner. So it's just going to be a banner. Obviously you have Skinner here in the science, but yeah, it's just going to be the banner. I think the banner would be pretty cool. It's just like a throwaway prize really, but I'd prefer this than having the actual currency as a prize, or the crafting currency as a prize. Then we have the National Air and Space Museum, which is pretty cool. Another one, we have the Springfield Museum of Medieval something armory or something like that. I can't actually read that, but that whatever the heck that is. We have the Edison Museum. Pretty cool. And then the final prize for this act will be Gary. So where's my ear medicine? Gary, which is one of the free nerds. So that's how you'll get all three of those nerds. And I think that's fair enough. That's a cool way of getting them. You know, one's premium and the other two are free. Act 2. So Act 2, here's what I've got. So the first prize will be I don't know how to say this. Is it Cosine or Costain? Cosine? I don't know. But yeah. I don't even know what the hell that is, to be honest with you, and I agree with him. I don't know what it is. So here will be the first prize you unlock. There's going to be 2 characters in this act, which I think would be pretty cool. I do like it when they have more than one character as a prize. So you start off by getting Cosine as a prize, which would be pretty cool. Next we have the Christian Science Reading Room. It would just be a building that's on fire, a bit like the publishing building that was in the Superheroes 2. It's just going to be a building that's constantly on fire. I think that would be pretty cool. Here we have the Magnet School, I'm pretty sure. This is the Springfield School for Magnets. Bit of a weird one, which is pretty cool. We have Participation Pizza. This is basically, there was a prize thing for like the... it was nerd related anyway. There was a reason the nerds went here. It was... I don't know, it was like some sciencey thing. It's pretty bad, but that's I forgot the exact reason why I put this here, but it does have a reason. It is nerd related, trust me. Springfield University Medical School. This is like a off branch for the people who are studying medicine, obviously. of the Springfield University. It's like a second campus, I guess. So this will be pretty cool. Another little building to add in. And the final prize is Ham. So he says, I'm called Ham because I love ham radio. So this is the main, he's like the leader of the Super Friends. He hasn't been seen like loads, but he's been seen quite a fair bit. Not as much as Database, but hey ho. And then we have Act 3. So the first prize is going to be the Science Water as a decoration. So it's just a little stall, or maybe two separate decorations, the stall and the truck. But yeah, the stall and the truck, pretty cool. We have the Science Museum, the Science, so this is like just one of the science museums, I guess. Pretty cool. We have the Peabody Museum of Natural History, another cool museum. We have Springfield Nuclear Plant. I'm not too sure exactly. No, this is separate. I think this is another museum anyway. But it was doing, I think it was like a nuclear museum or something, I don't know. But it was here's another one anyway. We have the Springfield Stamp Museum. Pretty cool. I remember this one. And then the final prize is Alison Taylor with the Taylor House, which is her house. Pretty cool. I think that would be really, really cool. Obviously, getting Alison Taylor, she is a big-ish character. She's obviously Lisa's friend, and she's meant to be more cleverer than Lisa and all this. It was a pretty cool character, and I think she'd be a cool one to tie into this. We got a girls deal. So Gil has a deal, and this is to get West Springfield Elementary and Lisa's dream boyfriend for only 200 donuts. I swear this building doesn't look familiar, Gil says. So this is West Springfield Elementary, so it's a different elementary school in Springfield, and of course it does look very similar. However, I think they should make it so it's how this one's quite orange. The one in Springfield isn't as orange, the Untapped out even. I think they should make this one a bit more orange and make this purple pretty much stand out, and it would look completely well, it wouldn't look completely different, but it would look fairly different. And you know, you get I forget this kid's name. We'll see to that name in a minute, but yeah, this kid, which is at least sort of falls in love with him for a little bit. So cheers, Gil, for your deal. And then we have some tasks, but I'll be back in a sec. Yeah, so I'm back. These are the tasks. So of course, we have Doug, which is the first character, which he's pretty cool. So his long message is we all have nosebleeds. So the first task is buy comics for 30 minutes over at Android's Dungeon. Walk around with nosebleed for 60 minutes. This will be an animation of him walking around with his nosebleed and obviously holding it. Study for exam for 4 hours. This will be at the Springfield University. Go to the synagogue for 6 hours. This will be at the Temple Beth, Springfield, which has recently been added, which I literally just added on because he's actually Jewish. Hack school files for 8 hours over at the university again, or could potentially be at a computer if they add that as a decoration. Judge science projects for 12 hours. That will be over at the Springfield Elementary, or possibly the Springfield, the Springstonium, the museum, and then stay at the Simpsons house for 24 hours. And you can guess what that is. Benjamin tasks are similar. He's buy comics, walk around with nosebleed. Instead of study exam, he has complete exam for 4 hours. Still at the university. Stock up on stationery for 6 hours over at the Quickie Mart, maybe, or possibly somewhere else. I'm not too sure. Help hack school files for 8 hours over at the thing again. Judge science project for 12 and stay at the Simpsons house. Similar guns. And then we have Gary. So Gary says, "Where's my ear medicine?" And of course Benjamin said, "Hacking is my middle name." Gary, buy comics, similar again. And this is the problem with these three characters. They're only really relevant in one episode. Other episodes are sort of background characters, so it's kind of hard for them not to have similar tasks. Buy comics for 30 minutes. Walk around with nosebleed again. Hack answers for exam for 4 hours at the university. Stock up on stationery for 6 hours. Was that someone? Oh yeah, that also had that one. Oh well. Hold comic book convention for 8 hours. This will be at possibly the university, possibly somewhere else. I'm not too sure, but he'll do. It's gonna slightly tie into the superhero event a tiny bit with the comic book stuff. Just a tiny bit, maybe just with these characters' quest lines, I'd say. Judge science project for 12 hours, obviously again at the elementary, and then stay at the Simpsons house. So very similar tasks. I apologise that they are similar, and you'll see the Super Friends tasks are quite similar as well. Where could Gary, Doug, and Benjamin go? Well, maybe they could have a nerds category, and they could add all these nerds together. But really, maybe they could just be called the Nerds, and they're just those 3 characters in their one category. Anyway, we have Alison Taylor. She could possibly be in the kids category, or she could be maybe somewhere else. I'm not too sure. But anyway, so she has show off science project for 30 minutes over at the elementary school, or possibly at her actual science thing that she created, maybe in the crafting thing. Repair saxophone for 60 minutes over at King Toots. Ace exam for 4 hours at the elementary. Go to school for the standard go to school task at the Springfield Elementary. Invite Lisa around for 8 hours over at the Taylor house, and it will obviously include Lisa. Practice saxophone for 12 hours. It will just be her little animation of her going around playing the saxophone, just like Lisa's tasks, and be better than the university students for 24 hours over at the Springfield University. Moving on, we have Ham and Cassine. Now, there is a massive problem with adding these characters, the Super Friends. Database was one. I mean, Database was kind of hard, but to come up, I mean, the tasks they've got are obviously, some of them are just created by the Tap Tap team because and aren't really related to the episode because he's kind of a smallish character. These are even smaller characters than Database, so these are really hard. Although I really want them to add the Super Friends, and obviously they could have their own category and everything. The Super Friends, they are really minuscule characters. So we have Ham. So obviously listen to the radio or ham radio for 60 minutes, which is where he gets his name from. Host Super Friend meeting for 4 hours. This could be maybe a Brown House or just the Springfield Elementary. Then go to school, standard go to school task. Stay in the observatory for 8 hours over the Springfield Observatory. Help repair computers for 12 hours at Honest John's computers, or possibly a computer as a little animation if they had a computer as a decoration. And then look out for stars for 24 hours. This should be just him laying on the grass or laying on the pavement or laying on the road or whatever, looking at stars. Or maybe outside the observatory, maybe outside the school, probably outside the school. So enjoy and trigonometry. I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what it is. Apparently he enjoys it, and that's where he gets his name from. Don't ask me. Attend Super Friend meeting for 4 hours, which is again at the school or whatever. Go to school for 6 hours. Stay at the observatory for 8 hours. Ride bike for 12 hours. Just be him obviously riding his bike. There's a scene where he's riding his bike to go to the observatory, so he can just go ride his bike around like Martin's task. And then hide from bullies for 24 hours. Again, this is just one I made up. There's never been anything from him. I'm just presuming he gets bullied. But I don't know. This could be anywhere really. Then we have the final two. Not the final two. Final three. Apologise again. I couldn't get unlock message. I could just put his head on the unlock message, but it doesn't look as good. So I just couldn't be bothered making it. So make calculations for 60 minutes. There is a scene where he's got a calculator. I'm sorry, that's so forceful. It'll just be email on his calculator. Make some calculations again for the maths part of the update. Attend Super Friend meeting for 4 hours. This will be him obviously at the school. Go to school for 6 hours. Stay at the observatory. Look for asteroids for 12 hours. Now this could be on a telescope, like a decoration. Obviously, as I said, they should add a telescope as a decoration. It'd be the same thing, just him on the telescope looking at it. And then look for glasses for 24 hours, him looking around. And then this is report card. So browse internet for 60 minutes over at maybe the school or a computer and possibly the library, I don't know. Attend Super Friend meeting for 4 hours. School, go to school for 6 hours. Make science project for 8 hours. Again, all three of these tasks at the school. I do apologise. Enjoy Space Museum, which is the there is that one that was in this one here, that building, and then go to a pizza party for 24 hours over that at this pizza place here, which would be pretty cool. So yeah, moving on. Final character. This is Felonious, which is Felonious. I think that's how you say it. Which is obviously the character in the Gales deal. So this is the character you get when you unlock West Springfield Elementary School, which would be a pretty cool lookalike building. But I mean, it does feel like it's just sort of, like a forced. It feels like it would be a bit like a reskin, but whatever. I still think it would be cool to add it. So yes, try and find friends for 60 minutes. Could be anywhere really. Maybe just the West School. Dream about Lisa for 4 hours. This will be again maybe just over the school. Go to school for 6 hours over at the West Springfield Elementary. Check out the high school for 3 hours over this high school. Spend time with Lisa. This will be pretty cool animation of them spinning around and stuff. possibly with Lingo, because Lingo was in this episode as well, where Lingo was like it was like the three of them. Could possibly involve him. Be kind of cool, but it doesn't have to. And then Browse Museum for 24 hours will be over at the standard Springfield Museum, which is already in the game. Yeah, I mean, I know these tasks aren't amazing, but this character was only really briefly there, so it's kind of hard to give him a full set of tasks, a really interesting full set of tasks. And obviously, you can't sacrifice grades for romance, which is the last thing he says to Lisa. Anyway, that's my event. That's the Nerds event. I do hope you enjoyed it. I think there's plenty of stuff here they could add, and there probably is more stuff I missed out, really. I'm not too sure. But I do think this would be a really, really cool little event that they could give us, and I would really enjoy it. I don't know. Tell me your guys' thoughts on it. I've got some other ideas. Don't you worry, I'm not out yet. Anyway, I've all got other little ideas based on based on episodes and stuff, and that's the problem with these mini events. That's what they're all. That's what they're going to be based on. They're sort of going to be one episode. I mean, I'm going to get many buildings, and I fear that this year anyway, our events are going to be more character based than buildings, and honestly, I would prefer. In some ways, I'd like that. I'd like an event that added a bunch of characters and very few buildings. That just added a load of characters. I wouldn't mind that all too much, but. I do like it when there's a nice balance, really. But whatever. I feel like we're going to get more characters. We're just going to get a bunch of minor characters and not as many buildings. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next video. Goodbye.